U.S. lawmakers tell the Department of Justice to quit blindly funding, quote, predictive, close quote, police tools. Members of Congress say the DOJ is funding the use of AI tools that further discriminatory policing practices. They're demanding higher standards for federal grants. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to Wired, the United States Department of Justice has failed to convince a group of U.S. lawmakers that state and local police agencies aren't awarded federal grants to buy AI-based policing tools known to be inaccurate, if not prone to exacerbating biases long observed in U.S. police forces. 7 members of Congress wrote in a letter to the DOJ, first obtained by Wire, that the information they pried loose from the agency had only served to inflame their concerns about the DOJ's police grant program. Nothing in it responses so far. The lawmaker said, indicates the government has bothered to investigate whether department awarded grants bought discriminatory policing software. We urge you to halt all Department of Justice grants for predictive policing systems until the DOJ can ensure that grant recipients will not use such systems in ways that have a discriminatory impact, meaning against black people. The letter reads, the Justice Department previously acknowledged that it had not kept track of whether police departments were using the funding awarded under the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program to purchase so-called predictive policing tools. Led by Senator Ron Wyden, a Democrat of Oregon, the lawmaker says the DOJ is required by law to periodically review whether grant recipients comply with Title IV of the nation's Civil Rights Act. The DOJ is patently forbidden, they explain, from funding programs shown to discriminate on the basis of race, ethnicity, or national origin, whether that outcome is intentional or not. Independent investigations in the press have found that popular predictive policing tools trained on historical crime data often replicate long-held biases, offering law enforcement at best a veneer of a scientific legitimacy while perpetuating the over-policing of predominantly black and Latino neighborhoods. Like I said earlier, these tools are geared toward racist, bias policing practices toward black people. Predictive policing software terrible at predicting crimes. The story recounts how researchers at the publication recently examined 23,631 police crime predictions and found them accurately roughly 1% of the time. Predictive policing systems rely on historical data distorted by falsified crime reports and disproportionate arrests of people of color, meaning black folk, Wyden and the other lawmakers wrote, predicting, as many researchers have, that the technology serves only to create dangerous feedback loops. The statement notes that biased predictions are used to justify disproportionate stops and arrests in minority neighborhoods, further biasing statistics on where crimes occur. Let's translate that. It's called stop and frisk. That's the policy I want to bring back in Philadelphia. And stop and frisk has been proven to be discriminatory in nature. Senators Jeffrey Merkley, Edward Markey, Alex Padilla, Peter Welch, and John Fetterman also co-signed the letter, as did Representative Yvette Clarke. The lawmakers have requested that an upcoming presidential report on policing and artificial intelligence investigate the use of predictive policing tools in the U.S. The report should assess the accuracy and precision of predictive policing models across protected classes, their interpredictability, and their validity. To include, they added any limits on assessing the risk posed by a lack of transparency from the companies developing them. Should the DOJ wish to continue funding the technology after this assessment, the lawmakers say it should at least establish evidence standards to determine which predictive models are discriminatory and then reflect funding for all those that fail to live up to them. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.